everyone, welcome back to the Stitches and Scribbles channel. My name is Erin and today we're doing another pattern preview and release. So this is another shawl pattern and it is a crochet one. I designed this shawl because I really love seeing all the fun holiday yarns that come out around like November-ish. But it is really hard to find patterns to use with them because it's a very busy color palette to work with. So I designed this really simple shawl with a fun trim to use all of your holiday yarn. The yarn that I will be using today is the Hobie Christmas Universe yarn. It is nice and sparkly with red and green tones. This is color number 22. But you can use any holiday yarn for this. In fact, I'm going to write some adjustments in the pattern in case you're using yarn that's a different weight from this one. But this is a #1 superfine weight yarn. I will also be using a 5mm crochet hook to ensure that there's plenty of drape in the shawl. This pattern is called the Sleigh Bells shawl because it's going to have a little pom-pom edging at the bottom that reminded me of sleigh bells attached to reindeer harnesses that you see during Christmas. But without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so it is actually several days since the last clip you saw and I have a couple corrections to make. First of all, I don't know why I was using such a big hook in the intro in the first clip. My notes clearly said to use a 3.5mm hook, so I've now switched to that. And that gave me a much tighter stitch where it doesn't look so open. You get more of the solid colors, but you can use any hook size and actually any yarn to make this shawl. The pattern is not dependent on a specific row count or size or anything. So you could do this in a bulky weight yarn, you could do this in obviously in a non-Christmas yarn, you can kind of do it in whatever you want. It just lends itself really well to self-striping or variegated yarns. But this is what I've got so far. So as you can see, it is I believe this is called a shield shaped shawl. And there are increase points on the two edges as well as 3 evenly spaced in the middle of each row so that you'll get 1 point kind of hanging down your back when worn as a shawl and 2 that kind of sit like just past your shoulders or on your shoulders, I guess, depending on how far forward you're pulling it. But the way to work these increases is really easy. It's actually almost the same increase style as my Firefly market bag. So in every row where there's supposed to be an increase, there's a chain one space. So to work an increase in that chain one, you just do a double crochet, a chain one, and another double crochet in the space. And then it's really easy as you're working the row to see where the next increase space is. So you don't really need to use any stitch markers or any like counting for the row. Really easy repeat. The real magic of this shawl actually comes with the edging. And if this does look familiar, you have actually seen it before if you watched all my videos. If you watched my video on the shawl I made for an Oscars party, I actually very sneakily used this pattern just with a very different yarn. But we're going to keep going. This part of the video, unfortunately, is probably going to be pretty boring because it's just going to get bigger and bigger. But I'll show you clips along the way, including today I think I'm going to take it to the farmer's market with me and work on it outside. It's actually September when I'm filming this, so way pre-filmed. But yeah, I'm going to take it to the farmer's market with me and keep working on it. Hello! So I believe in the last clip I said I was going to take my shawl to a craft fair to work on, which I did, but I forgot to bring my camera with me. I can't talk today. It's been a while since I filmed anything. But in that time I worked on the shawl a lot more. I brought it to almost everywhere with me, between working on it during lunch breaks while I was subbing, to bringing it to other craft fairs, to going back and forth from other events and working on it in the car. So now it's over a month later since the last clip was filmed. As you can see by my background, I am in a different house. This is actually my new house, which you'll get lots of video clips and explanations of, and I'm filming all out of order, so I don't even remember when this video is airing in relation to others, so I don't remember what I've told you already. But regardless, I am actually just about ready to finish up my Sleigh Bells shawl. So, whoops, I just accidentally ripped a stitch out. That's okay. It has gotten quite large since I last showed it to you. We've got lots and lots of rows. It is now about my wingspan in width. I know that's kind of hard to see with how much space I have to back up. But yes, I am sorry I didn't show you the process, but also all I was really doing was double crocheting forever. So you didn't miss much. But I am now ready to work on the final row. I made sure to leave at least half of a skein to do the bobble trim row, because it does take a lot of yarn to do that, so I made sure I left quite a bit of my last skein in order to do so. I think those skeins are like 400 yards, so I maybe left like 200 to 300 yards just for the final row. So we're gonna get started on that. And here is the finished piece. So right now I'm wearing it as a scarf, and I actually really love this shawl shape to wear as a scarf because it'll give you a scarf that has a little more volume, but the ends don't trail down as much as they do if you make a triangle scarf. But I'll go ahead and pull this off so I can show you the full shape. So because it's not flat at the top, there's like kind of a curve to it. It actually sits on your shoulders better than a triangle shawl would as well. And you can just drape it over your shoulders and wear it like this. I'm going to have to pull it off and hold it up to kind of show you that bobble edging, just because I am not tall enough and I don't have enough space in my basement. But that is the fun little bobble edging. In the pattern, I give a stitch count for the chain stitches between the bobbles, but if you wanted to create a little bit more drama, a little bit more movement with the edge of your shawl, you could always increase the number of chain stitches between each one to customize it and make it your own. But I absolutely love this piece. I think it's a great use of a self-striping or variegated yarn. And since I chose to make one in this lightweight yarn that's got a little bit of a halo to it, it'll definitely be warm, but it won't be super bulky, so it'll fit under winter coats and jackets or over sweaters, whatever it is you need to do to add your fun pop of holiday color and warmth. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure that you head over to my Etsy store and check out the pattern. I will have that linked below so that you can check it out for yourself and hopefully make a purchase. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this got you in the holiday spirit. If you want to follow me on other social media, that information will also be in the description box below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone!